Donald Trump appears to be experiencing some kind of acute episode right now. Now, as always with you, I want to be careful. I'll tell you what I know and what I can see, but I'll also admit I don't know exactly what's causing it. I don't know whether it is primarily cognitive or physical. Maybe it's both. But whatever is happening, it is now starting to affect Donald Trump's daily schedule. Now, I'll remind you, we previously learned that after all of the Biden's only working 10 to 4 stuff that was taking place during the last administration, we've learned and observed that Donald Trump's public events are increasingly constrained in an even smaller window of time, noon to 5, wherever Trump is. There are exceptions. When when Trump went to the G7 last week, he could barely keep it together. I mean, he looked gaunt and visibly just like could barely even move. He fell asleep multiple times. So when he goes outside of the 12 to 5 schedule, things aren't so good. And what we now have is the official schedule from yesterday. Whatever is going on with Donald Trump, it must be pretty bad because it required him to have a 7.5 hour break in the middle of the workday yesterday. Here's the White House schedule from yesterday. And what you see is that there is a 7.5 hour period where Trump is gone. What they do is they call it executive time. This is like not really work, even though they go, Trump works the hardest during executive time. He was out of the view of the public and of reporters. It's a 7.5 hour break right in the middle of the day. Think about how unusual that is. The president of the United States, this is not someone recovering from surgery. This is not someone with a publicly disclosed medical condition that would require them to have a 7.5 hour break during the workday, and not from any old job from being president of the United States. This is supposedly the healthiest president ever in the middle of a normal work week. And we have a 7.5 hour break, a period during which nothing can be scheduled, nothing can be done, nothing can be put on the calendar. And this is just a few weeks after Trump's 13th annual physical, I'm sorry, third annual physical in 13 months. And it is increasingly, I mean, listen, we learned that 22 medical specialists participated in that third annual physical in 13 months. Not a couple, not just Trump's primary care doctor, not 5, 22 specialists. That is an extraordinary number of medical professionals involved in evaluating one person. And despite all of that, despite the team of doctors, the specialists, the glowing public statements that Trump is healthier now than Obama was when he was 47 and he took office, despite all of that, we see undeniable signs that something isn't right. And now it's a 7.5 hour break in the middle of the day. Put aside the confusion, the verbal struggles, the disorientation, put aside all of that, the reduced schedule and limitations about his availability. We're seeing a workday that apparently required a 7.5 hour break right in the middle. What required that? That's the obvious question. If they want us to believe that this is a guy operating at full capacity, then you don't put a 7.5 hour break in his schedule unless you just have to. And this is, I think, the part that often gets overlooked, the hypocrisy. If President Biden had a 7.5 hour hole in the middle of a workday, right-wing media would be talking about it for months. Fox News would have like a countdown to death clock. There would be panel discussions. There would be speculation that never stopped, demands for medical records, demands for transparency. Every minute of Biden in public would be analyzed like the Zapruder film, and it would be a national story. With Trump, they don't even talk about it. It was Sleepy Joe who could only work 10 to 4. Trump has a break from 8 until 3:30, 7.5 hour break. Oh, don't ask questions about that. Don't wonder why the president with the cleanest bill of health needs this much downtime in the middle of the day, in the middle of negotiations with Iran and, the ballroom, the reflecting pool, stuff he's supposedly engaged in. Now, I don't claim to know exactly what's going on. I don't know that anybody outside Trump's inner circle knows what's going on, but that's the point. They insist it's all great and present no evidence suggesting that it is actually great. That's a gap that's getting bigger and bigger. We're going from not the healthiest guy to he's healthy to 7.5 hour break, disorientation and confusion and help walking with healthier than Obama was at age 47. Whatever's happening, cognitive, physical combination, we need to know because he is not projecting stamina and he is not projecting a total command of the job of the presidency. This is the schedule that looks like you are managing a problem and hiding the reality rather than being transparent about it. Tell me what you think is going on. And remember that they do not want us talking about it. They put me on a damn whitehouse.gov list because I talked to you about this. Think of that. Here's something people don't think about enough. There is not much of a line between online privacy and real world safety. If someone gets angry at you in traffic, at work, in a relationship, or in a comment section, it can be very easy for them to figure out your details, address, phone number, relatives. A lot of that information is just sitting on public search databases right now. There is something you can do. Our sponsor Incogni helps protect you and your family by automatically sending removal requests to hundreds of these databases, and they are legally required to comply and get rid of your information. Incogni will follow up until it's done. Incogni's custom removals is my favorite feature. If I find information on a random directory or an obscure business database or some new people search site, I just paste the link into Incogni. Their privacy experts work to get it removed. Removing your information from these online databases is critical to protect yourself and your loved ones. Get 60% off when you go to incogni.com/Pakman. Use the code Pakman. The link is in the description.